Welcome, Aquarius, to your mid-month reading for July. I hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's get into your energy and see what you're thinking, feeling, or the energy surrounding you for mid-month. Clarify on Aquarius, please. Best message for Aquarius. One more. That's quick. Whoa, there it is. Queen of Wands coming out. Wow. Look at that. Okay, could be dealing with a Leo. Otherwise, you're just feeling very regal right now. I don't know. I feel like this very regal piece coming out of you right now, feeling very self-confident. Might be in the spotlight. Feels like you're kind of in the spotlight right now. I mean, it's Leo. Leos love to be in the spotlight. You're like green lighting it. You're in the limelight. Really, I see people looking at you. You have this high energy, vitality. Might even be on kind of a creative spurt. Maybe you're doing some creativity, building something, producing music, anything like this, doing your hobbies. Very nice. Let's see what's going on with you with the Queen of Wands. All kinds of things. Somebody thinks you're beautiful. Handsome. Got some magnificent energy coming off over here. Fiery, outgoing, ready to rock and roll, taking action. Firm foundation. Got your firm foundation going on with the 4. Yeah, it just feels like you're stable. You have your firm foundations going on. You're really in the spotlight right now. That's really what's going on. Anyway, you want to see it, they are seeing you. Okay. Alrighty, let's go. See what's going on over here. Getting straight into the situation. The situation is taking place in the present, the recent past, and the near future. And please remember that the firm foundations is the overall card for the overall reading. So having that firm foundation is a very beautiful thing because it means that you are stable where you are. New beginnings. Wow. In the present, you have the new beginnings. The recent past, there was a little temptation going on over here. I don't know what's going on there. But then you have the financial material change. Wow, well, that's that firm foundation coming in strong. Could be talking about 2 different situations going on over here. I don't know why, but I'm feeling 2 different kinds of vibes going on. We're talking about money, and we're talking about you being in the limelight, you being in the spotlight of this other person as well. So take it how it resonates. We're going to do 2. If one doesn't resonate with you, you can throw it away. And then, of course, if the whole reading doesn't resonate with you, you can watch your rising moon or Venus. But I do feel 2 different energies going on, talking about over here about your money changing and your materials. And we're talking about, you know, all this creativity and all these great things with the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so now that we see that, it's like, whoa. But right now, in the energy that you have at this time, that Queen of Wands is really coming up as saying, yeah, I've got, look at me shine. Let's just put it there. I'm just going to leave it there. Look at me shine. And I believe that they are. But with the temptation over here, there's something going on over here with the temptation from the past. The temptation, let's do this, 15. It's kind of this, it is the same as the Devil card. It's just a little bit different. Because it's a different deck, right? But the temptation is talking about addiction, self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material, physical world and its pleasures. Even though you're born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that once nourished us, it's often to replace it with different supply or substitute. In other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, codependency to someone, or even work. So it could have been somebody around you that was maybe even tempting to do something with you, or they're just negative, right? Just go straight up on the Devil card and just say they're negative. They live a fearful life. They cause all this toxicity, causing bad behavior around me, or maybe even getting me, you know, involved in bad behavior, something of this nature, right? So everybody's story is going to be different to why the temptation is here, okay? But it is in the past, the recent past. It could have been a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. But we have this beautiful new beginning. So however it is, whatever the recent past did, it got you into this beautiful new beginning. Could have been dealing with a Capricorn, doesn't have to be. Four of Swords and Five of Cups. So with the Four of Swords over here, it's talking about, well, look at me. Look at what's going on. The Five of Cups, this is talking about the strong will to get past the temptation. So that's how you got to the new beginning, straight up, right? Because with the Four of Swords, it's like, look at all the anxiety that was taking place within my life. Look at, you know, you were either adding this to my life. I was doing it to my life. We were doing it together. It was the refusal to, I don't know, the refusal to get away from it at one time. Let's see what why is the Four of Swords here? Because we see here the strong will. This is how you got here, and here's the strong will. So with the Four of Cups, we're just gonna put this up here because right here is kind of weird because it's like, this is the resentment. There could have been resentment towards this other person. It could have been a Libra. Maybe you were starting to resent them before their bad behavior. Resenting yourself from bad behavior. The whole situation. Page of Cups. Could have been dealing with a Pisces or a Scorpio, maybe even a Cancer. But you do have this Page of Cups over here that's saying, well, they're upside down. They're not being much support. If anything, they're causing, oh, okay. It looks like maybe this temptation around you was a person who was causing a lot of disappointment. Like I said, if it was yourself, you were disappointing yourself and causing a lot of disillusionment, which, you know, with the devil coming up, that would be a huge thing, right? And maybe you felt they were disillusioned. Maybe you felt you were disillusioned. Maybe you both were disillusioned. Take it how it resonates. But the best thing about the situation, you know your situation, but you got strong will and got out of this situation one way or another to start this new beginning, to get your self-confidence back. Just knocked it all over, didn't I? Okay. And you took back your firm foundations. So I do feel that your firm foundations over here were not very firm, right? It was definitely upside down. Definitely not feeling like you're standing where you're supposed to be standing. Not feeling like you have the greatest footing. You might have felt like they were taking everything away from you. Maybe they were turning the house upside down, your life upside down. So, however it is, you do have the new beginning though. This new beginning is a beautiful thing. It's a new chapter that you get to start. And like I said, you're shining. People are seeing you shine. You're in the spotlight. Yeah, you walked out of one word. It's like you completed this other world. This world was completed. You walked out of this world to start a new beginning because you just felt like it's over. I'm done with that world. I don't want that chapter anymore. I've learned a lesson from that chapter and I need a new beginning. And that's exactly what happened. Debating on where to go. Debating on what I need to do. Making new choices and new decisions. Oh man. Yeah, choices and new decisions, really debating. Getting that chariot to go into the new directions you need to keep your firm foundation and having the courage to do so. Yeah, you've learned a lesson for sure, yeah. This is a learning thing. It's almost like you've forgiven, you've learned, you've moved on. Absolutely. It's like I've learned from the past what I needed to do. I'm learning now where I need to go. Yeah. So it feels like the Page of Swords is actually two different things. It's actually showing me how you've learned lessons from the past with the temptation and how you're still learning today on where to go to keep your firm foundations and how to move beautiful over here into this new direction. Learning from the old chapter into the new chapter, which is good because we need to keep learning. And it's almost like learning to know that not to, it's like you're not going to. Yeah. and learning that this person is not the person you want to love. Wow, could be a Gemini that you're dealing with. Maybe you learned that it was obsession. Maybe that was the temptation. Oh my gosh, maybe that was it too. Maybe you learned that this person was only obsessed with you. It wasn't real love. Maybe it was lust. It was just sex. It wasn't real. It was an illusion. It was, maybe you thought you wanted more. Maybe you thought they would give more. And then you learned that it wasn't real. Something, right? However it is, and if that's not it, then you could have learned that, you know what, this is something I don't desire. And I never desire to go back to that again. That's literally that, no matter what, right? Yeah, because it gave me swords in the end. Could have been dealing with a Libra. Got a lot of air all of a sudden coming up. And they're guilty. Whoa, there's a guilty pleasures. Whoa, I see that. Look at this, guilty pleasures. Because the Lover's card is pleasures. Guilty pleasures. So maybe you felt this was guilty pleasures. Maybe you thought they were using you for guilty pleasures. Somehow or another, there's something about guilty pleasures. 3 of Swords for guilty pleasures. Maybe they were cheating on you, 3 of Swords. Maybe you cheated on them, 3 of Swords. Maybe, I don't know. Everybody's got their own story. However it is, it feels like guilty pleasures for somebody. One way or another. Whether it was drinking, whatever the habit is. Whatever it is, right? Yeah. Maybe you just feel they're guilty. And maybe you feel guilty for allowing it to happen for so long or something, right? With the financial material change, this is here, right now all of a sudden it's just like it goes, what's going on? Well, the reason it's doing that, my friends, is because it's showing the firm foundation, right? And it's showing, so if you actually look at it like a whole, it makes sense why it's going to show this way. Because by getting outside of this old world over here, you might have been spending a lot of money, right? Maybe you were spending a lot of money. And on guilty pleasures, right? Drinking, this, that, the other, this person in general who didn't even love you. Take it how it resonates. So by getting rid of this person or this habit or whatever it is, it's going to show the financial changes, right? Because this cost a lot of money. I'm telling you, however it was, right? Either that or maybe it was guilty pleasures of sitting around, never working, and now I got a job, you know, however it is. But the thing that it's showing is by having this new cycle and this new chapter, by getting rid of the Devil card, is showing how much now your finances are changing, right? So now you have more money. That's why I keep seeing guilty pleasures. If we're sitting around drinking all day long, this is just an example. If we're sitting around drinking all day long and partying all the time, or they are, and they're taking all your money, or you're doing it, or however, there's a lot of money lost. By getting away from the guilty pleasure, all of a sudden you're going to realize how much money you have in your pocket. Makes total sense. If they're obsessively over here just eating burgers all day long and eating out, if you don't eat out anymore, and you change that habit and say, you know, we're going to make dinner at home, you're going to have so much more money in your pocket. So Spirit is saying, look at all the money you have now. Look at all the things that you can have. Before you might have just been buying beer all the time and whiskey, getting drunk, having a great time, blah, 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 or they were, or whatever. Okay, well now all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? I think I want a new wardrobe. Look, I feel like the queen. I want to shine. I want to be awesome. I want to do this creative stuff. I want to have this and that. You can have that now. Where before was like guilty pleasures. I just spend my money where, you know, on the same things all the time. Just blowing it, whatever, right? So now it's saying, yeah, with your firm foundations, you get to save the money. You're actually, because you're not spending it, you're actually got so much more money in your pocket. And now you can go get that new dress, that new outfit, that new swim dress, whatever. Right? And you're going, whoa. So yeah, in the near future, look at all the money you have. There's no more guilty pleasures. There's no more, and I'm going to say it right off the bat. If you have more money, I don't care if this person and you knew for a fact that this person was obsessed with you. Maybe you felt they were using you for money, because no matter what, you have the firm foundations. And maybe for some of you, your firm foundation wasn't, completely upside down. Maybe it was sideways. Like, I still have the money, but I spend it for guilty pleasures. But shit, guys, there wasn't enough money to have anything really left over. And now you have all this leftover money. You're going, dang, look at all the material things that I can have now. Because I'm not just, blowing it. Okay, so yeah. Or I'm not their ATM machine anymore, or whatever the problem is. Yeah, it was because you're learning from the immaturity, because before it was immaturity, and the way you're blowing money or doing whatever you're doing, it was showing immaturity with money. Yeah, just blowing it. Look at that. Or you might even feel like this person, Aquarius, was kind of taking advantage of you. So it was almost like, well, I ain't got nothing left, right? Because I was just doing everything. However it is, it's blown, and you've learned to mature with the money because you've gotten rid of the bad habit. Yeah, so now you have the sun coming out. Look at that, boom. And so this is where this Queen of Wands is really shining, and people are seeing you as different because of the new chapter you're taking on. It almost feels like there's even more, maybe a different kind of seriousness going on. Getting more serious about the situation, right? People could say, I feel like they're a little more serious, right? Or maybe you can even find somebody who's a little more serious because you're feeling a little more serious. Yeah, you're using some intuition, really digging deep to see what's going on, to fill your cup, the Ace of Cups. So yeah, your energy is definitely different, and you might even be buying the things to do your hobbies. Maybe you're realizing, I always like to play the guitar. I want a new guitar. I'm feeling very guitar-y, very motivated to create a new, this and that, or do whatever. And you're finding you have the money now because it's not going somewhere else. So you are definitely firmer, more grounded than you have been in a long time. I just feel like there's a lot of money blown over here on this person. And I feel like this person has some kind of addiction. If it's not, then like I said, it could have been yourself. Take it how it resonates. Maybe both of you. However. But it just feels like in the end, everything's going to be wonderful because you're going to see such a different turnout right now. It might be something you've been trying to battle for a while and you finally did it. Whether it's getting rid of them or however, whatever your story is. Beautiful is what it is. Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of forgiveness. Spirit says there is going to be a lot of forgiveness, and take it, take it and run. Give it, take it, run with it. Big happy changes. Forgive yourself if it's yourself for allowing it to happen, or you doing it, or however the situation is. Just get through it, right? Ask your angels for advice. There's going to be a beautiful, peaceful resolution in the end. Wow. And it does look that way. You have the Ace of Cups and the Sun. Wow. And because it's showing you're using your intuition, you're thinking deep about the things in life. Like, wow, look at where I've come from and look at what's going on. I'm just enjoying this. Okay. And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye.